morning, or afternoon. I can't remember what time our class is at. Anyway, so on Friday you just took down all the notes, so I didn't give you any homework because I know there was quite a lot of notes. But now we are going to move on to finally doing a little bit of maths with a few numbers. Okay, so you have got your data. You've either gathered it yourself, so it's primary data, or you've got it from another source, which makes it secondary data. And once you've gathered it, it is either categorical or it's numerical. If it's categorical, it could be ordinal or nominal. If it's numerical, it could be discrete or continuous. Okay. If you gather the data yourself, you might have gathered it using a telephone survey or a postal survey or an online survey, and you designed the questionnaire using appropriate questions. The people you delivered the questionnaire to would have been a sample, and hopefully that sample was representative. Okay, so that's all we've done so far, all the kind of groundwork of gathering the data. Once you gather the data, you need a way of, a way of gathering it is my point. Okay, where do you put it? So you walk around the classes and you ask questions, or you go into a group of 150 people and you ask questions and you gather up all their surveys. You need to then put that into some kind of table form. Okay, so one of those tables, and the only one we really do, is a frequency table. Okay, so here we go. So a class sits a maths test. Their marks out of 10 are as follows. Sort the data into a frequency table and include a tally row. Okay, so now, I should have put my table in before I came on, but I didn't, so let's just keep going. Okay, so insert line. Right, so when you're doing this, you need why does that not work? Right, so we're going to need three rows. So one, insert line, God. Sounds working. Okay. Now, so over here, we have to put down kind of what it is we're putting in. So the first thing is the mark they got on the test. Then you have your tally row. And then you have your frequency. Okay, so the only thing that changes is the first one, because it might be a mark in a test, or it might be, I don't know, time waiting in a bank, or minutes spent in a museum, or money earned, or whatever. Okay, this will change depending on the question. Okay, in this case, it's a mark in a maths test, but it won't always be a mark in a maths test. However, this will always be tally, and this will always be frequency. Okay. So the marks, what are our available marks? I see a 4, I think that's the lowest. So I'll start with 4, and I think 10 seems to be the highest. So actually I might just do so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How annoying. Okay, so I just going to separate this up. Oh, excellent. At least you have time to draw this along with me. Most of the time in your papers, if they're asking you to make a frequency distribution table, they've already made it. So it's literally just about filling in the numbers, because obviously there is not much skill in drawing a table, although I'm definitely making it look challenging here. All right, nearly there. Okay, so when you're filling these in, I know that the instinct is to just go, oh, there's a 7. Okay, so there, or to go like, okay, 1 7, 2 7, 3 7s, 4 7s. Okay, statistics show that that's how you make mistakes, okay? And this is not too bad because there's only like a handful of data points here, but like there's a question on the Leaving Cert Ordinary Level paper a couple of years ago and there was like 75 data points. So trying to count through something like that is insane, okay? So this is what this is why there's a tally column, okay? So what you do is you look at the first number, you say it's a 7, and you give yourself a 7, cross it off. Then an 8, then 9, then 7, 9, 10, then 8, another 8, 6, 9, 7, 5, 9, 6, 4, 8, 6. Now another 9. So once you get to a bundle of 5, you go like this, and that's your little 5. So that's 9. 7 is here. 8 again. I'm at a bundle of 5, so I'll do that. It's 8. 9. I start a new set. 7. There's 5. 9. 10. 9. 7. 5. Another 9. And then 8, 8, 8, 8. Okay, and then you just count the tally. So there's only 1 4, 2 5s, 3 6s, a 5 and a 1 makes 6, a 5 and a 2 is 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 9s, and 2 10s. Okay, and then I think it's always a good idea to check that you haven't missed anyone or added anyone. Okay, so if you add up 1 and 2 and 3 and 6 and 7 and 9 and 2, I get 30. Okay, now if I look over here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that way, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that way, and 6 times 5 is 30. Okay, makes sense, I have it right. Oh, and I've answered my first question. How many students sat the test? 30. What percentage of students scored 8 or better? Okay, so you can't go straight to a percentage. Every percentage starts life as a fraction, so we're going to start with the fraction. So students that scored 8 or better. So these students scored 8, and these students scored better than 8. So that is 9 and 2 is 11, 11 and 7 is 18. So 18 students scored 8 or better. Now, I want a percentage, which means I need to start with a fraction. So it's 18 students out of 30 students. There's my fraction. And to make it a percentage, you multiply by 100. Okay, so 18 over 30 times 100. 60% of the class scored an 8 or better. Alright, so that's a frequency table. That's how you do it. The tally row actually gets marks. So even if you're thinking, oh God, the effort of that, tough, you have to do it, it gets marks. Okay? So yeah, that's a frequency table. Now, I'll give you one of them to do for homework, but I'm going to keep going. So that's actually chapter 12 finished. Chapter 12 is more about getting the data. Once you have the data, then you have to show it in different charts, and whatever chart you choose depends on the data and what you're trying to display. Okay, so we're going to look at, and I'm going to do this today as well, we're going to look at line plots. Okay, so a line plot is a simple but effective way of representing categorical data or discrete numerical data. Okay, so that's what it's used for. It's important to note that line plots are useful for small amounts of data. When the data points get large, when there's a lot of them, really a line plot sort of falls apart. Okay, so it's just not viable. Okay, but it's a nice easy point or data point to read, and data graph even to read. So each of the X's represents one thing. In this case, they're cars. Okay, so this represents one Ford car, this represents a second Ford car and a third Ford car, and so on. And if you're asked to draw these, it's very important that the X's, in each one is the same. So you want like all of the first X's to be the same size, all of the second X's to be the same size. So when I do it, I use like I normally use it like a line in my copy or square in the copy. So like this would be my first X, second X, third X. And then if you're doing another, it would be first, second, third, so that each X gets the same amount of space. That's what I'm trying to say. All right. So, Tom is a car salesman. He sells second-hand cars that have been manufactured by 4 different manufacturing companies. The line plot below shows the number of cars he sold during January. Okay, so how many cars did he sell? Well, he sold 4 here, 5 here, 3 here, and 2 here. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So 14 cars sold in January. Which make of cars sold the best? So which is the highest bar there? And that's Opel. Which is the least popular? So that's the lowest one, which is Peugeot. And what percentage of the total were Nissan? Okay, so again, we're asked for percentage, so you have to start this as a fraction. So Nissan, there's 3 Nissan. Out of 14 cars, there's my fraction. Multiply by 100 to make it a percentage. So 3 over 14 multiplied by 100, and I get 21.428571. There's a couple of recurring dots in there as well. So give your answer to the nearest percentage. To the nearest percentage means they don't want a decimal, so you're going to stop here. So we look at the next number after the stop, which is here. Is that 4 big enough to push up the 21? It's not. It would need to be a 5 or greater. So that is 21% of the cars are Nissans. All right, that's a line plot. So I have homework for you. So there's homework on a frequency table, there's homework on a line plot, and then I think question 4 is a mixture of both. Yep, there's a frequency table and a line plot to draw, I think. So that's it. 3 questions for homework. It will be on Schoology, and please upload to Schoology. I'm getting to check a couple of your homework, so I'm trying to check different people's every day, so we'll get around everybody. But yeah, okay, so we'll chat again on Wednesday.